Okay, this is a video quickly on how to replace your door actuator. This is a passenger side front for a 2008 Tahoe, but it could be for a Yukon or Avalanche or Silverado. This is basically what this is going to look like. It's not a small little actuator that you might think that you can buy real cheap. This is a dealer part. I think it's about $125 for this. But, you know, it's plug and play. You can just take it out and put a new one in. This is, again, what it looks like, and the actuator's inside of it, and it's all riveted together, so you can't just replace it with a small little $20 part from some internet site. So anyway, it will go into, this is where it's actually at. You can see the 3 screws. So this is the part. I'm not actually going to take the panel off because it's kind of a pain in the butt, but I'll go through it and show you how you do it. Tools that you'll need is like a real small little flathead screwdriver, and then a pair of needle nose pliers, and then a 10mm socket with an extension, because you have to get in a little bit. So you need a little bit long reach, maybe like 6 to 8 inch extension. So on this one here, it's this part would be kind of in here. You'll have to use a little flathead screw or a prick screw or a tool, and you just flip this little pin here out. You just pop it out just a little bit, and this will pop up and out. And then same thing here. There's a screw behind here, behind this little panel. You just pop that out, and there's a 10mm screw there. And then up inside your handle, you pop that out, and there's 2 10mm screws in here that hold that in. So you take those out, those 3 little panels out, then you unsnap this. There's 3 tabs. You just get your fingers in behind it and pop that out, and then take your little screwdriver and you can pop out this little panel here real carefully, because it can break. There's I think 4 little tabs in here, so just get it started, maybe with a screwdriver or 2 small ones, and just work your fingers underneath and carefully pull it out, and then unhook the electrical connector that's on there. So you do that, and then you take all those socket or those 10mm screws out, those 3 screws, and this door panel will just pop. Well, it won't pop up yet. You have to get like in behind when you pop this off. You can get your fingers back in here, and you can start just pop it. Just go straight out. You pop it all the way around, and then it should lift up. And then you'll have to behind this door panel is where this is at. So you have to pull that door handle or the panel off, and then you have to get your needle nose and squeeze these 2 tabs together and pull this out. It's in here, but if you're mechanically inclined, you can figure it out. Don't just pull out on it, because you'll snap it. So squeeze these and pull it out, and then turn it, and it'll come right out. The other, so then you can pull it right off, the panel off. And once you do that, you will have to access 2 more 10mm screws that hold the handle on the outside. You got to take that off, and then you'll see once you pull the handle off, it's pretty easy to do. You can pull it off, and then you can take the linkage. There's like a little linkage. You can pop that off, and then what's the next step here? I'm just trying to think. When you go to pull those the door handle off, there's a little rubber plug. It just pops off with a screwdriver. You pop that off of there. Maybe it's for insulation, or to cut down on wind. Pop that on, and then that's where you'll access one of those screws for the door handle there. And then what you can do to make it easy, the window track. That's a 10mm also. Everything's 10mm. You could pop that track off and just slide it over just a little bit, and that'll help you to get this out of there. And then once you grab it and pull this out a little ways, the plug, there's a little you put your like a screwdriver or your finger, and you can kind of pull that tab out. And what it does is it kind of acts like a taper. So when you push that in, it kind of tapers that plug in. So try to pull that out. Don't pull it straight out. You break it. Try to get your screwdriver in there or whatever, and just slowly, gingerly pull that out, and this will come out. Then this whole thing should come out. These tabs, you can just jerk these right out. Just jerk them, because you're going to replace this whole assembly. So just keep in mind where what holes you pop these off on the sheet metal inner door. I believe with except you take the okay, so you take the linkage and you off your old one and you swap it onto the new one. These are the linkages are kind of look like threaded rod a little bit, so that's what holds this in. You can see the grooves in this connector. Just take your little screwdriver and pop the old one out, and then put it in about in the same position where the original one. Just kind of take note of where it was at as far as down in located, and just take a mental note of that. And it doesn't have to be exact, just close. And then on the new one, snap it back in, and take your old two linkages, take them off, put them on this one, put it back in, and just reverse the order. That should be pretty close to everything. There is a plastic or foam inner on this. You just carefully pull that back. It's like a silicone or tar bead. Just pull that off real nice and easy, and then it'll go right back on if you're careful. So that should conclude this. It may not have been every single detail, but you get the idea. If you're mechanically inclined, you'll be able to do that, and everything will go right back together in reverse order. If you don't get this lock just right, you can just pop it back off and readjust it, and then put it back on, and you should be able to get it from there. So lots of luck. Probably took me maybe about 30 minutes to do it. It was the second one that I did. Maybe the first one took me an hour. So it's not. So maybe plan on an hour tops on taking it off and putting it back together.